Hey everybody, it's Taylor from Dames a la Mode, and today I have a video about my new featured collection for autumn. So these are brand new items and some old favorites that I think are especially lovely for this time of year. So I'll take you through all of them and show you everything in close detail, hold it up to me so you can actually see the size in person, and just give you a better idea of what these new pieces and some of these old pieces look like in person. As always, you can shop all of these items online at my website at damesalamode.com, and of course I'll link to everything down in the video description below. All right, let's take a closer look. So the first item I want to talk about are in fact these earrings that I'm wearing right now. These are really wonderful, exciting little vintage beads that I found that are in the shape of urns or vases. Here's a closer look. They're super fun. They have a lot of great movement to them and they are so neoclassical. These are really nice for anything starting about 1800 and going through the Victorian era when little gold earrings like this were still really common. These are made of vintage acrylic, so they're also super lightweight. It's like you can't even feel them at all, and they're a lot of fun. They're shown here on hoop findings, but they're also available as leverbacks or as clip-ons as well. Next up, we have a new collet necklace in a mirror back stone style. These really unusual and lovely stones are actually totally unfaceted on the front, and they have a flat back, so they have this beautiful mirror finish to them. They're super reflective and really beautiful, and these remind me a lot of Vauxhall glass that was a fad in the 18th century. These are a beautiful deep amethyst purple color, and they're vintage Swarovski stones. And these are in my 14mm size. I think I'm gonna put this one on right now. Oh, there, that's better. Very pretty. Next up, we have a pair of earrings in a style I've offered before. These are really pretty vintage pink topaz stones that have this gorgeous warm wine color to them almost. They are unfoiled, which means that they're clear on the back, so they're a more subtle style than a lot of my crystal earrings. They're a nice bold size. This is my large octagon, so they're 18 by 13 millimeters. Really beautiful. Next up, we have these super fun vintage pine cones. These are a little bit more fantasy than historical based because I've never actually seen any pine cone jewelry that I can think of, but you see a lot of acorns, especially in the 19th century, in the Victorian era, and these just sort of gave me that feel of the vintage acorn styles with the added fun of a lot of fun texture from the pine cones. They're just so perfect for fall that I couldn't resist. They're a pretty large size, so this makes for a bold pair of earrings, but these are also acrylic, so they're nice and lightweight, so you get that sort of big dangly look without a lot of weight added to it if you have sensitive ears. I have two new brooches that I'm featuring in this collection, and the first is my cluster crystal brooch, which I've offered in many colors before, but I found these amazing vintage Swarovski blue zircon stones in this huge size, and I absolutely could not resist. The color on these is so beautiful, and they are so sparkly. I just love this brooch and these stones. Super beautiful. And then I also have this classic bar brooch with a triple stones, one single large stone and two medium stones on the side. And this can be worn both vertically or horizontally. This looks especially beautiful on the front of a Regency bodice where you have like, you know, the narrow bodices. It would also look really pretty in your hair or on some sort of head wrap. All sorts of uses for this one. Super sparkly, made with vintage Swarovski crystal stones. I've offered these stones as a necklace before, but never as just earrings. These are vintage Swarovski Montana sapphire stones in an absolutely gorgeous deep navy color. And these are a medium octagon size earring, so they're a nice medium size. You can get a better idea there. These have a really rich, deep but flashing color. They're sort of somehow subtle and eye-catching at the same time. Next up, we have these amazing cameo earrings. These are beautiful vintage glass cameos that I found. And they came wrapped up in paper packaging that was stamped made in Western Germany. So, you know, these are truly vintage pieces. They're really beautiful. They're like a tortoise shell on top of a cream. They're made of glass. They're really, really lovely. And they're a really unusual shape and size. In particular, the relief on the face is really gorgeously done. These are really limited. I was only able to buy 12 of these vintage stones, so I only have 6 pairs of the earrings available. So get these while you can. I don't think I'll have them for very long. This necklace has been available in my shop for a while. These are vintage Swarovski orange topaz stones, but they're one of my absolute favorite necklaces. The stones are so beautiful. They're so sparkly. They're just this gorgeous, warm, autumnal tone. I think they're so beautiful, and they're surprisingly versatile. You may think that orange is like this super bold color, but I think you'll be surprised with how much it matches with just about everything you can wear. It's really beautiful. It's both a coordinating and a contrasting color, and gosh, you just cannot beat these stones. Oh, look at that sparkle. Next up, we have a new necklace in one of the most unusual stones I have ever found. These are also vintage Swarovski stones in this very unusual color that's like a combination of purple and gray. They're super subtle, almost like a pale lavender or lilac color, but they're really, really beautiful. These are also a particularly nice cut of stone that's super faceted, so these are so sparkly. I only have enough stones for 3 of these necklaces, so there's not a ton of these available, but they're really special, really unique, and just an absolutely gorgeous color. And let's get one more look at that beautiful sparkle. Oh. Next up, we have another necklace that I've had on the site before. This is vintage Swarovski stones in green tourmaline. This is my small round size, so a nice introduction size if you're not comfortable wearing really huge necklaces. Super sparkly, and I love the richness of this deep green tourmaline. It's almost like a forest green, really pretty. I think I'll wear this one with my purple. This is also a nice size for layering. This way you get 2 colors instead of 1. Up next, we have another new necklace. These are real garnet beads that have been faceted, so they have a ton of sparkle to them. A lot of times when you're working with beads, you might get shine, but you don't really get sparkle. But these, as you can see, catch the light really beautifully. This necklace is available in 2 styles. What I'm showing now is the 18th century style, which is where it finishes with rings. So this can be tied with a ribbon and worn short around your neck in the 18th century style. This will also be available in a standard longer style with a clasp. And these are nice big beads. They're 8 millimeters, so they're a nice size. You're definitely going to notice these when you're wearing them. And they have that wonderful bead sound to them. Next up, we have these new crystal garnet earrings. These are vintage Swarovski crystals in a really deep red garnet color. Oh, they just catch the light so beautifully. I've got them set in my crown settings for a little bit of extra special prettiness to them. A really wonderful, deep, rich burgundy color. Next up, we have some new Carnelian earrings. These are made with real carnelians in a teardrop shape. This is my large size, so 18 by 13 millimeters. These have the best shine to them. They're really, really beautiful stones. And they're a nice bold size without being too flashy. So it's a nice way to combine the larger size, but maybe not something so subtly as like a crystal or a rhinestone. Pretty. I'm on a real gold dangly bit kick right now. These are super fun, vintage, sort of teardrop seed shaped earrings that I really like a lot. These are a large size, as you can see. They are hollow plastic, so they're nice and lightweight, but they're quite large when you're wearing them. This style would be really good for like the 1820s or the 1830s when you have that big crazy hair and they're wearing a lot of really big, bold, bright jewelry. And these would also work for the Victorian era as well, when you still see a lot of these gold dangly bits used for jewelry. These are a really beautiful stone called light Colorado topaz. They are vintage Swarovski, and they're this wonderful golden honey brown color. Really warm, a gorgeous neutral. These are my 18 by 13 size stones, so they're pretty large. This is my large oval, but they're such a nice subtle color that you get a lot of that flash and sparkle in something that's going to match lots of things that you wear. Just a wonderful autumnal color. Sort of reminds me of a cup of like milky Earl Grey tea. I just love them. This is a pretty Swarovski stone called Black Diamond, which is almost like a slate gray. These are unfoiled stones, so they are clear, which makes them nice and subtle. And they're set in my crown settings to give them a little bit of extra glamour. And finally, my last pair of earrings are these beautiful Swarovski stones in olivine green, this gorgeous sparkling olive green color. I'm down to my last few of these stones, so there won't be many more of these available. They're such a beautiful color. They're so sparkly. I hope you've enjoyed seeing all the new jewelry I have available in my featured collection for autumn of 2020. Let me know if you have any questions about any of these items down below in the comments. And again, you can see them all at damesalamode.com. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a very cozy day. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe down below. Oh God, I'm losing it. I've been in quarantine for too long. You're my only friend now.